We're broadcasting to the nation.
We are live. Hi.
We are live. Hello,
Hi.
hello.
Thanks for joining our Live at Lunch social media hangout.
It's summer in the UK. Can you believe it?
We are absolutely roasting. This is a heat wave for us. And I was just telling Lisa, I was talking to somebody from Barcelona a couple of days ago and said how hot we are and this is a heat wave. And he laughed and sort of said, no, this isn't a heat wave. But we feel like it's a heat wave.
Yeah,
So
two days of sun. It's all too much. Oh, okay.
So right on top of the hour, shall we jump in and get started, Lisa?
Yeah, I just wanted to see that everyone can see us. So, yeah, streaming through the Facebook page. Lovely. Live on YouTube. Lovely. Right. Let's get rolling, and I'll monitor any questions.
Brilliant. So today we're going to be talking about, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Cassie Hicks-Kerr from Modern Marketing Spa and the Modern Marketing Club.
And I'm Lisa Nichols from the Modern Marketing Club and from Social Media for Mummies.
And what we're doing on these hangouts, we run them every couple of weeks,
yep.
a couple of times a month. We run the social media hangouts. We cover a different topic every time, and it's very much a bit of fun, light-hearted, but we do offer some really useful training. We've had really good feedback. Today I'm talking about Google Local and why it's important, and I'm going to show you part of a slide presentation I gave some time ago on how to set up your Google Local profile and what you need to do. So hopefully that will be really helpful today.
Absolutely.
Lisa, do you want to start by, we were talking earlier, weren't we, about some examples of Google Local. Why does it matter if people are on Google Local or not?
Because when you're in a new area and you Google what you're looking for, people always use example of looking for a pizza joint. I don't know if anybody ever looks for a pizza joint, but to use that old cliche, you just type into Google what you're looking for, and if your location is not the person who's doing the search, if you as a business are not on Google Local, you won't come up in the search. So we've both got a mutual friend who doesn't have hers enabled, and we know that she's in Berkhamsted, but when you Google her profession, she never comes up. So it's just a little piece that's missing in a lot of people's businesses and how they're found when somebody's actually searching in their own local area.
Lisa asked a really good question earlier. We were talking about searching. She said, well, I don't tend to search. I don't put the town or the local area name in when I'm searching, but Google's very clever, and Google knows if you're in New York or a suburb of New York, or if you're in St Albans and you type in that you're looking for a nail parlor, or you want to have your hair done, or you need someone to help with your social media, whatever it might be, Google knows where you are, and it's going to find people in your local area, but only the people that have a Google Local profile. So that's why it's really important to be on. So it doesn't matter if people are searching pizza St Albans, if they're in St Albans searching for a pizza, then
that's the key piece.
Then
that's
you need to be there. We don't know anyone that offers pizza, actually, do we?
No, I was going to say, we always use that example. All social media marketers use that example. I'm not quite sure why. So if you haven't got a pen, that's fine. Just listen up and watch the replay with a pen. But Cassie's going to talk you through, like live at lunch, quick actionable steps, something that you can do today to make a difference. So enough of our chatting.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to make sure we had a bit of fun last time because we thought we were sharing the screen and we actually weren't, and that was quite interesting, and there was all sorts of things going on in the background. So let me just now, can you check for me that people can see my screen? I'm also going to, actually, before I go into the slideshow, I want to just do a quick Google search to show you.
Because we've got a 10-second delay, it's still showing as...
I've got a sign saying Google Hangouts is sharing your screen, stop sharing. So that says to me that I'm sharing my screen.
There you go. It's
but
gone.
I want to make sure that you can see my screen.
Yeah, it's gone.
Brilliant. So I'm going to do a local search. Let's imagine that we wanted to go to a homeopath in Tring,
there you go,
for example. Now, this is what's important about this too, is that these are buying keywords. So I'm not just looking for free information. about a condition I might have. I'm actually looking for someone, I'm looking for a homeopath and training. So I have no idea what's going to come up. I'm doing this completely on the fly. But let's see what comes up. Now, what's interesting, you've got a few people coming up there. I'm going to do a different search. I'm going to do look for a homeopath in Watford, and you can see there's quite a few people coming up there. And let's try Berkhamsted. What you want to aim for is to be what's called one of the big 7. So here's some homeopaths coming up at the top here. And this is interesting. They've actually changed the Google Local screen. So if you look here, this looks slightly different, but this is the same. This is what's called the big 7. So you want to be one of the big 7. So if there's more than 7 businesses in your area that offer the same service, then there's a few things you need to do that I'll show you in the slide. So this is what we're talking about. We talk about a local search. We're talking about somebody actually actively looking for a car repair garage in Redbourne. Someone was looking for that yesterday, weren't they?
Yeah.
So let me show you. I want to share a bit of a slide presentation. Now, this might sound obvious as the first thing to say, but this is a question that I get asked a lot when we're talking about Google Local. Yes, you do have to have a Google account. You can't have a Yahoo or a Hotmail. You have to have a Google account because this is Google Local is part of the Google suite. It's all connected to Google Plus and Google My Business. And if you do one thing, you'll actually have a profile on all of them. So I want to keep this really simple. But yes, if you don't have a Google account, you will have to open a Gmail account, a Google account, which will give you a Gmail. You don't have to use that email, but just open it. And then you've got a Gmail account, and then you can do your Google Local. Now, if you're interested in these slides, a couple of different things. They are actually on SlideShare, and it's slideshare.net/MMSpark/ MN-Spark-Master Your Local Marketing. And what we'll do, we can put that in the Facebook group, can't we, Lisa, afterwards?
Definitely.
Now, this is where you need to go. And what Google's done, it's quite clever. There used to be Google Places was the old Google Local. It doesn't exist anymore, but you go to this link here, google.co.uk business/places for business. And again, we can put that link in the Facebook page. And you'll see here it says, get your business on Google. And there's up at the right-hand side, see where the little hand is, it says sign in. That's where you sign in with the Google account that either you've already got or you've just created. And it'll walk you through the steps that you need. So first of all, you can put in your picture and or your logo. Opening hours, if you've got an office or a place where people come to see you, you can put your opening hours in there. Description, and one little tip for you is to make sure you've got a hyperlink at the beginning of your description. So I know this is quite hard to see. Let's make it bigger. There we go. I've got for mine http://mmspark.com, which makes that a hyperlink, which means that people can directly link to my website from my Google Local profile. And as you can see here, you can actually go and you can Google your live listing, and you can have a look at your Google Plus page. You can have a look at your Google Local listing, because obviously you want to make sure that everything looks okay. One little funny thing I want to make you aware of, and this is really, it's funny, but it's important. When you look at your Google Analytics, with all of these things on Google, you can track all of these with your Google Analytics. You can actually now, I discovered this recently, you can track how many phone calls you get to your business from your Google Local page.
Hey, that sounds good.
Yeah, and it's really interesting. One of my clients, I was running a report for them, and I looked at their Google Local to see how their profile was working for them. And they had a big spike of phone calls on a Monday. And then the rest of the week was average. And I asked them, do you get more phone calls on a Monday? And they said, yes, Monday's our busiest day for calls. And I could see from their Google Analytics and their Google Local profile that people were searching locally for the service they offer, and then clicking on the phone number in their Google Local profile, and that was being recorded. So it really is, there really is a lot, very powerful, a lot you can do here. So to get into your Google Plus account, this actually has changed now. There isn't a link anymore that says plus Cassie or plus your name. You have to click on again, see the little hand. You have to click on this little, I think it looks like a telephone pad, the little 9-dot pad there. And that takes you into your Google your Google Plus profile. I'm not going to go into Google Plus here, and you don't need to worry about Google Plus, but if you scroll down on the left-hand side, you can see here there's a special button, a tab for Google Local. So you need to click on that tab. And then this is what you do. You'll actually search for your own business. Now, this is really important because you may have a Google Local listing even if you haven't created it, because Google, if you've ever had a Google Places listing, even if it was 3 or 4 years ago, in fact, Lisa, you mentioned you've got an old listing for a previous business, and I think I did have an old address as well. Google actually does pull information from directories and things like that. So you may have a Google Local listing for your business that you're not even aware of. So it's really, really important that you do this search before you create. You don't want to have duplicate listings. So what you do is you come to your Google Local tab. You're going to do a search for your business in your area. So in this example, I've used acupuncture in Berkhamsted. And you can make this as wide or as narrow as you want. So obviously, if you put florist in London, you're going to get a huge number of options coming up. And what you need to do is look at the options and see if your business is there. Now, if your business is there, you'll get this page here. And it will say, is this your business? And you can see it says here, click on manage this page. So if your business is there, but you haven't ever claimed it before or edited or verified it, you need to click on the manage this business. You can see there's a big red arrow at the bottom of the page. I can't see it because of the controls, but hopefully you can see it on yours. So you need to click on the manage this page. And what that does, that will take you through to a screen that looks like this, where you can verify your business. And you have to make sure that your company name, address, and telephone number are exactly as, it needs to be consistent everywhere you appear. So if you're in the yellow pages or you're in any local directories, you need to make sure that this matches. Otherwise, Google can't match up. And once you click on this, Google will then send you a postcard. Sometimes you can do a phone verification. Sometimes they have to send you a postcard in the post, which takes about 2 weeks. I don't know. You can't choose whether to do a phone verification or a postcard. I don't know how they decide which one to offer you. In this particular example, with this particular client, it was a postcard verification. This is what it looks like. You actually get a letter in the post. Can you see this in the background? It's quite hard to see, but with all the Google circles. And it's actually quite fun to get a letter, a hard copy snail mail letter through your letterbox from Google. And
I'm not answering you because we've got a delay.
Okay.
But yeah. Oh, now it's come up.
So when you get your letter from Google, you open it up because it's really exciting to get something from Google headquarters, and you'll get a 5-digit code. You can see it here quite clearly. And it does tell you what to do, but you need to come back to this Google Local listing and you put in your code there, you click on submit, and that's done. You've now got a verified listing, and you get the little grey circle with a tick in it. Now you can come in and optimize your profile, and it's really straightforward. This is where you come in. Again, you need to have everything consistent. So make sure the postcode, the business name, and your address match exactly your Google Local profile, which exactly match any local listings and directory listings that you've got. Everything has to be consistent. You can tick here whether you've got a website or not. Your description should be not salesy. It should tell people what your business does. This isn't really a sales pitch. This is very much a directory listing, if you like, for your business. And you'll also get a map marker. And this is what will be displayed on your Google Local listing. So I have had clients where the marker's not been in the right place. In that case, you have to go back, you have to click here and you twiddle around with it. And Google lets you move the marker to the right place. And then they'll want to verify with satellites and Google postcodes and all of those things. Make sure that your business is, I had a client, a rural client, them literally in the middle of a field, and their map pointer was in the wrong place, and it would have sent people miles across the Chilterns to the wrong place. So once you've done that, you've got your Google Local profile ready. Now you can go into Pages. So you go back to your Google Plus page here and you click on Pages. And now if you haven't already got a Google local listing, if you've got one and you verified it, brilliant, you're done. If you haven't, you need to create one. And this is where you come in. So remember the bit where I said you need to find out whether you've got a listing or not? I bet most people have, but if you haven't got a listing, you need to come here and create a listing, and always pick, it's really important, you have to pick local business or place as the option. Don't pick any of these other options. So make sure you pick that as your category. And then once you set up your Google Plus page, which is also connected to your Google Local, what looks better to you? The one on the left here, and I hope no one from this business is on the call. It's always better to have live examples though, isn't it? So what looks better to you? This is an automatically generated Google Local profile, if you like, Google Plus local profile. You've got the business details here, you've got the map, you've got a few basic things. So what that means is that this business has got a listing that Google has generated, but they haven't gone in and claimed it. And you can see there's no verification on their profile here. Whereas this one, which is a competitor of theirs, they've gone in, and can you see here, they've got the little shield with the tick. So that means they've claimed that page and it's been verified. So you and I could not now go along and claim the FitLab page because FitLab have already claimed it. And if you see what they've done, they've got a really good, bright, sort of eye-catching picture here. And they've got reviews, and that's really important if you want to get yourself on the listings and up the listings, especially if there's a lot of, if we were looking at cupcakes in St Albans and florists in certain parts of London, very competitive. And so one way to get above your competitors is to ask for reviews on your Google profile. So here we are, this is the cupcake example. So there's lots of different cupcake makers in St Albans. How do you stand out? Well, if you have a look here, of these three, I think there's about 8 or 9 actually, but of the 3 that are here, this one's up at the top, it's got 8 reviews. You've got this one down here, Heaven is a Cupcake, which has got 15 reviews, very, very high starred reviews. Why this one isn't at the top, I don't know. There will be other factors to do with how many backlinks they've got to their page, how many citations they're listed in, how many directories, how many images, and all of those things count towards where you appear in the search rankings. But you want to be on this first page of Google for your business. What else can you do to get your listings up? We've mentioned this a little bit about citations. So make sure that you go on to, your business is listed in Yelp and maybe TripAdvisor if you're in a food or hospitality type of business. So find the citations that are relevant for you and make sure that you're listed in them with consistency. Now here's my final slide on Google Local. This is, if you remember nothing else about Google Local, this is the most important thing. Don't forget your NAP. Does anyone know what NAP stands for?
Not me. Could you tell us?
NAP stands for name, address, phone number. And I have mentioned this a couple of times. This is what needs to be completely consistent. So if your business name is Modern Marketing Spark Limited, then it's always got to be Modern Marketing Spark Limited everywhere that it's listed. So I can't be Modern Marketing Spark Ltd in one place and Modern Marketing Spark Limited or anything else in another place. It's got to be absolutely identical. Otherwise you don't get the credit for that in your ranking. So I'm going to stop there. I've talked a lot. Thank you for letting me share that with Google Local. But it's really, really important.
And it's best that you just give the information and I don't chime in because it's quite a lot to take in. So I'm sitting here nicely with a gaffer tape on me.
Okay, so I'm going to hand back to Lisa. We've got a couple of things. Oh, actually, one thing I did want to mention before I stop sharing my screen. If you want to know more about Google Local, I know I've covered it quickly and I've done that all in sort of 10 minutes and there can be quite a lot involved. For members of the Modern Marketing Club, there's a whole training module which is a lot more in depth and walks you through the steps. Here we are, this is the 6-week quick start program, which is one of the bonuses of the membership. And we've got a whole webinar here, it's an hour long, but it covers all of the steps and walks you through. And then next week on the 9th of July, which is next Thursday, we've got a members only call where we're actually going to be doing Google Local page reviews. So all of our members that can make that call, we're actually going to look if you want us to, we're not going to look if you don't want us to, we're going to look at your Google
I
Local
might.
pages and see whether your page is, whether you've got everything in place that you can possibly do to get yourself to the top of the listings, and if not, we'll help you. So if you're interested in that, we'd love you to become a member. If you're not a member, you can sign up on this page here, themodernmarketingclub.com.
I don't think you're sharing.
Am I not sharing? Okay, sorry, I've done it again. So this is the Google Local training module within the Modern Marketing Club, Dominate Your Local Market, which is a 1-hour webinar. And this is the page I wanted to show you, themodernmarketingclub.com. And as a member of the Modern Marketing Club, you get access to all of the training here. This is one of the bonuses, plus everything that we've recorded with all of the topics that we've covered, and the private Facebook group. And it's only £29 a month. So we're not charging any extra for all the fantastic bonuses and other things.
Absolutely.
And then Lisa, I think you wanted to share what is coming up, because we're sitting here absolutely sweltering and thinking about our summer holidays.
Absolutely. When we speak to, Cassie speaks to her clients. I've got some one-to-one clients with Social Media for Mummies, and we both hang out with Mums Unlimited. So we were at a lovely event yesterday, and as we were, what do you call that, mediating? Not the right thing, is it? We were hosting different tables around the room, and the general consensus was we do all this work during term time. And even if your children are older, or it still seems to be that everybody kind of goes on shut down over the holidays, unless you've got a particularly seasonal business. And you always feel that you come back in September with a metaphorical ironing pile of stuff to do, stuff that you have to do, but you wish you didn't have to do. So what we've come up with for the Modern Marketing Club for the next month is the Modern Marketing Holiday Club. For us, not for the kids. There is no soft play, but something with a light touch that's going to keep us involved with our business without it dominating. So obviously what we want to do is we want to have quality time with our family. We want to say yes and be spontaneous and go and do things. But this was the idea that we came up with. So as Cassie says, it's, if you continue to be a member, throughout July and August, this is what we've got coming up for you. So it's not going to be anything deep and dirty, like Google Local, or, how to build a website. And well, we're still working now, so that's relevant, isn't it? And it will do you the world of good if you can take that actionable step today. So the topics that we came up with was some really great business reads, books that we've read on holidays before, that have been real, as Oprah would say, aha moments, things that you've got some gold from. And so we're going to have like a book club for the first week. And obviously, if what we suggest resonates with you, you can go and check those out. But you can obviously get involved yourself if you're a member and recommend books, and you can share. Cassie and I call them tweetables, but where you see a sentence in a book and you think, yes, that. So that's kind of like book club for the first week, just to ease us into it. 6 weeks, 6 topics. So you don't have to be online all day, every day. You can just, if your Wi-Fi is spotty where you are, don't worry about it. You don't need to catch up. You just jump in where we are. But Pinterest, a lot of people have asked us about Pinterest. There is a full training if you're a member in the Modern Marketing Club. But we'll do something fun where we'll have, an open board, a collaborative board. We'll just do things that it's nice to be pinning interesting pins and images on holiday. It's the sort of thing that you would do if you were relaxing anyway. A new thing that's been out, that's Holly. She likes to say hello to the postman. An interesting new piece of technology that's been around in the last 3 months and is very popular at the moment. It's called Periscope. I don't know if everyone's heard of it, but it's a live streaming app, and Twitter bought it before it even had its public launch. So it's very well linked to Twitter. I've been doing a bit of work on that over the last couple of weeks. My voice is going. But again, that's something that's fun, that's light, that you could do, and it doesn't feel like work. It's great for connecting with your fans, but that's a lightweight kind of topic. Then time-saving tools. So there's quite a lot of apps, plugins, all kinds of stuff that we use. And you say to people, oh, I did it on Canva and I scheduled it in Buffer. And people say, you did it on what and scheduled it in where now? Oh, yeah, I just created some memes on WordSwag. On what? You know, so that, again, it's the sort of thing that's like snackable content that you don't feel that you're actually working in your business, but you're 100% more up to date on what's going on by the end of the holidays than you were when you started. Visual marketing. Oh, there you go. So I was just using that, those couple of examples, wasn't I? Talking about, you know, Canva, PicMonkey, WordSwag, the different things that you can do to create. I mean, you can see that collage that I've done there. It's meant to be a very homegrown one. It isn't a proper professional graphic. There's a little app on the iPhone called Pic Collage, and it's for kids. You know, the kids do it all the time, but I thought it would be funny for us to just, you know, stick a pair of glasses on and put a
I think it's brilliant. I love it. But, I think it's fine. We're good enough, and I think it works.
Well, that's what we're all about, isn't it?
It's good.
And then by the time that we've done that, we'll be heading towards September and back to school and that whole vibe, and that's when we want to get semi-serious and say, right, everything that we've learned, everything that we've done, what is our autumn action plan, so that we can come out of the gates ready to rock and roll. We've got some PDFs that we can send through for these trackers. I can't quite see what I've written at the bottom there. You scroll
Free
down.
business tracker guides.
There's something underneath it as well. I can't quite see it from here. And
shall we just see if there's any questions for the last 5 minutes as well?
Yeah,
when you're ready.
I've been looking online, but I can't see.
We've got just a few. We've got about 5 minutes left. We can either shut up and leave you in peace, or if there's any questions, we'd be happy to answer any questions about the summer holiday club, about Google Local, or social media in general. Here we are. We're here and we're available.
If you're watching this on the replay because it's too hot to sit in a stuffy office and broadcast to people, that's absolutely fine as well. So if you're watching on the replay, if you're watching it on our live at lunch page, social media hangouts, just comment underneath, and we'll read that and come back to it. Obviously, if you are a Modern Marketing Club member and you're watching it back, then we can you can ask any questions that have come up in there, and also we'll be monitoring Google Plus. Because that's the technology that we use. It's a Google Plus Hangout that we're doing, which streams to YouTube. So I'll keep my eye on all those channels to see where you are watching the replay and what your questions are. But I can't see any coming through live at the moment.
Okay.
So I think everybody is just sitting in the garden with a mocktail.
Or they've got their Google Local profiles completely optimized and top of Google, and everyone's ready for the summer holidays. So that's brilliant. Okay, guys. Well, thank you ever so much for joining us. And our next call is on the 9th of July at 12 o'clock. That's for Modern Marketing Club members. We're going to do the Google Local page reviews. Next social media hangout is in 2 weeks' time. It's Wednesday, the 15th of July at 12 o'clock British time. And we are going to be talking about getting ready for the holidays.
Absolutely. So, if what we say resonates with you and you do want to go and check out content of the Modern Marketing Club, then we'll end this broadcast on our Modern Marketing Club page. So if you don't need the www, just type in themodernmarketingclub.com. You'll come to our page. Today's hangout will be streamed live, and as you scroll down, you'll see the yes, I want in, sign me up, and we can talk in the members group afterwards. So,
and it's themodernmarketingclub.com.
It sure is.
Lovely. Well, let's there we are. So just so we really are here. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. If you do have questions, like Lisa said, put them in the Facebook page, and enjoy the heat if you're here in the UK and you think it's a heat wave like we do.
Phew, here's to you.
Yeah.
Cheers. Happy only a couple of weeks till they all break up.
Bye.
Bye.